Well, hi everybody. Have no idea how well this is gonna work, but we're gonna kind of find out. So it is Monday. Heading home from work on Monday. As you can see, I'm in a nice little shirt and tie. This is not the norm. I had a meeting with the board of directors today, which I've never had a meeting with the board of directors before. They're actually giving our team praise, which is awesome. I'll tell you, the board of directors meeting itself was extremely strange. Nobody in the room wanted to sit down. So there's this huge table. It's in our executive conference room. And there's like 3 people sitting at the table. I was personally standing in the corner with the idea that there's a lot of board of directors people there, that when they get here, I'm gonna have them like make sure that they have all the seats and things like that. But as more and more people just started to shuffle in the room, people just skirted around the sides of the room and stood there as opposed to actually sitting down at the table. So finally, when all was said and done, when everybody got in the room and we started the meeting, and there's only like 4 or 5 people at the table, I ended up moving up to the table to kind of like make it look like, hey, look, let's everybody get to the table. And I was the only one who moved. So it was really weird. I'll tell you, if you're at a meeting when nobody wants to sit down and everybody just wants to stand there in the corner with there's an empty table in front of you, it makes me a little bit awkward and nervous, but it's okay. It was all good. It was nice to get to meet the board. Something that doesn't happen all the time, so that was kind of cool. Strange. I'll tell you, something smells in my car though, and it's really annoying. I've been living out of my car essentially for the last couple of weeks, last couple of months actually, with all these classes going on at the fire department. To get to these classes, the fire department, it is not close. It is relatively far away from where I live. I mean, we're talking like 35 miles in Washington DC traffic, so it takes me anywhere from an hour to hour and a half to get to these classes every single night when I go to them. Not that I go every single night, but every night that I have to go to class. Hold on, turn signals on. We're gonna see how we turn in this thing with my camera set up. You guys holding on? You still there? You still there? You are still there. Hey, maybe this is actually going to be a really good spot for this. We'll find out. I have no idea how the video looks. But either way, so it takes me a long time to get there. So I basically spend a lot of time in my car. I get in my car in the morning, I go to work, I leave work, I go to the fire station or go to class. In class all night. I come back. I don't make it back to my house as often as I would like to while these classes and stuff are going on. So I kind of been living out of my car, and something that I put in here at some point, it smells. I don't know if I dropped a lunch container that I had, or if there's an old coffee cup sitting somewhere that I can't personally see it right now. I have absolutely no idea, but either way. Anyways, guys, vlog day 1, Monday. So Monday evening, as you can hear, probably not much video editing or video creation gonna get done this week, because if I spin this way, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, that is the apartment complex's resolve to this whole issue in the basement right now. Is let's throw a dehumidifier in there, one that's super freaking loud, right in this guy's recording space to take care of this moldy, soaked carpet from the leakage. Off to a good start. What? What? Sorry, I can't hear you. Hello? I can't hear you. There's too much noise in the background. Yeah, you know, it's really annoying when you can't hear anything on the phone. And this really isn't actually a phone, it's a remote control, but you know, you get the point. Well, alright guys, another day. Tuesday is down. That means we're getting closer and closer to the end of the week, even though it's only Tuesday. You know, actually today you probably can actually see me. Unlike yesterday, I told you I was wearing a tie. You probably don't believe me at all, because it turned out where I have my camera position, you weren't gonna be able to see anything. Don't worry. I got it somewhere where I still got both hands on the wheel. Nothing distracting going on. I don't have to hold it or anything like that. But hopefully this will work a little bit better. Do you know what I hate? Sleeves. No, that's really not what I was gonna say, but I really do. I really hate sleeves. Like, I cannot wear a dress shirt without having to roll up the sleeves like this. A friend of mine in nursing school always used to joke around, and she would say that I had a sleeve fetish, and I would have to correct her every time and say that she's using the exact opposite word. It is not a fetish. It's not quite a phobia, but it's closer to a phobia. I'm not afraid of sleeves. Sleeves, I guess, could take over the world one day. Either way, that's not really what it is. I hate things being on my arm. Short sleeves are the best, so I look so unprofessional at work sometimes, but I can't help it. I have to roll up my sleeves. I just can't keep them done. That's why I don't wear a tie very often. It looks really odd to have a tie on with your sleeves rolled up, but that's a whole different story. But what I was gonna say is, what I really hate is people who are not courteous about some of the dumbest things in the world. At work we have a water jug, you know, the water cooler, you know, the proverbial, you know, around the water cooler. Yeah, so we got one of those. Next to it is our coffee machine, and it's like a single-use coffee machine, Keurig machine, and constantly I go in there and the thing is empty. It's always out of water. More often than not, I go in there and the water jug is empty and just sitting on there. All the full bottles are right below it. But people just can't seem to be able to, like, to fill it up and put that stuff back together. And I used to have people come up to me and tell me that it was my team that was always leaving it empty. And trust me, I'm a huge coffee guy. I drink so much coffee, it's like ridiculous, like dangerous amounts. I need to go to like CA for like Coffee Anonymous or something like that because I drink so much coffee. Either way, I've brought it up to my team before to make sure. I said, hey, I've heard that you guys have not been filling up the coffee machine, and they've all adamantly denied it. Most of them actually don't even drink coffee. It gets really frustrating when now they know it's on the forefront of their minds. Ambulance. It's on the forefront of their minds. They know. So I know it's not them because we joke around about it all the time now, and they say that they like never drink coffee and they keep getting blamed for this. And I feel like I'm the one who has to constantly fill up both of these things. I constantly fill up this the coffee water receptacle, as well as I constantly change the big jug. Now the big jug I get a little bit more. It's heavy. So, you know, some people might not feel like they're strong enough to do it. That's fine. I will fill that up. You can ask me anytime. I will do that as well. But today I got into work this morning. The coffee thing was completely empty. The water jug was completely empty. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. I wanted my coffee, and now I'm spending most of my time filling it up. So I went to my office and I printed out some signs. And one I said, if you use me, fill me up, please. And I taped it to the front of the coffee pot. And the other one I said, if you empty me, please replace me, in parentheses, or ask somebody to help on the water jug. So I put them there. I got my coffee, filled everything up, went back to my office. About an hour later, I was walking by and I was like, let me just peek in here and see. And multiple people have gotten their coffee at this point, and lo and behold, the coffee pot was full. People heeded the sign. So I was happy. So about 2 hours later, I get done with the meeting and I walk by and I realized that the signs were gone. And I was like, okay, interesting. The signs are gone. I walked in and I looked in the garbage, and of course they were both crumpled up. They were sitting right on the top of the garbage. So it had to happen like just then. Somebody apparently doesn't like the signs. Ripped them off, crumpled them up, threw them in the garbage can. And I'm not kidding you. I lifted up the coffee thing because I was curious. Bone dry. Literally, they threw the signs away just for the fact that they didn't have to fill up the water. So you know what I did? I pulled them right back out of the garbage, straightened them out, taped them right back up, and went back to my office. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Some people would say that I'm being like, I'm the one that's in the wrong. Here, hey, you wanna think that? Go for it. I need my coffee, and I need to not waste time having to fill up that pot every single time. I fill it up when I use it. I'll fill up what I've taken. Very easy if you just do it little by little. Either way, guys, that's all I got for you today. Sleeves and coffee. That mystery smell in my car is still here. I can't figure out what it is. So it was so nice. I got home, I came downstairs, and not only was the noise stopped, but it smelled so wonderful. I was really excited. And then I walked into this room and was hit with that smell of mold and just like nastiness again. And you can probably hear the noise again now. Let me turn it off for now. The machine was off, and I was like, okay, the machine's off. It's a dehumidifier that they have in here, and that's for one making all that noise, but nobody told me they were gonna leave this here. It was just here and it was running, and now I realized it was full. Like, luckily I understand what to do with these things, but if they just brought this thing over and expected like an average person to just like let this thing run and do its thing, I mean, they would just been like, oh, it's done. It's finished. But obviously it probably still needs to run because it still smells, and I was like, why does it smell so bad in this room if it smells so good out here? Like, what is that smell? Oh. They put an odor genie out here, not even in the same room, to give me that masked feeling of, oh my God, it smells wonderful. Another Tuesday. Either way, we'll get it taken care of.
Are you showing us?
And now, happy hour. We already showed it.